What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And today I show you a video of where we visited the Bodypower UK of this year last Saturday. And right now we're waiting actually, and we're walking towards the entrance. We actually arrived at 9 AM, but the ticket said, and we didn't know this, that it would only open for regular members or regular guys who wants to go to the expo at 10:30. So we had to wait for a while. But the moment that we entered the expo, it was definitely worth it. I have been to the FIBO a couple of times, and probably 5 or 6 times. And it's always been a fun experience because it's bodybuilding oriented and you can never really find something big like that ever. But since the last couple of years, Bodypower UK has become bigger and bigger, and I was really curious to see what it was like. And compared to the FIBO, I think this is a little more bodybuilding oriented because the FIBO is a lot bigger, but literally 80% of that size that it has over this venue is tailored for endurance, for fighting sports, for group sports such as Zumba, stuff that I'm not really going there for. It is a little closer, but we went with the plane, so it really literally took only less than an hour to fly there and about an hour to drive to the airport. And the airport in Birmingham, which is where this expo is literally 5 minutes away with the taxi, so it really wasn't that long. And this is actually my first time in England as well, so that's awesome. The people are very nice, that's what I noticed, very polite, and it was just a very fun experience in my opinion. This Bodypower Expo is especially fun when people recognize you. We have a store, thevintagegenetics.com, and we can see which countries buy the most gear, and number 1 is the Netherlands, number 2 is America, but number 3 is the United Kingdom. So that is pretty amazing. A lot of fans, or I don't like to call them fans, they're more supporters, watchers of the channel, they actually come from England. So that's why a lot of people recognize me here, and it's just, I want to thank you all for coming up to me, because a lot of times you simply see someone you want to go in a picture with, but you don't really want to go there because you think that the person doesn't want to interact with you. But in my case, I really do want to interact with you guys because it motivates me a lot to hear and to see how much the videos and the information that I put out there helps some people. So that definitely is awesome to hear and motivating to make even more videos. And look at that, Rich Piana. I mean, what you're seeing right there is the start of the queue to wait to meet Rich Piana. So this basically was, if you compare to the FIBO, you have Ronnie Coleman, Kevin Levrone, Jay Cutler, Phil Heath, Dasher Jackson, you name it. Here there were a couple of famous guys, obviously, but Rich Piana was probably the most famous one, so the queue there was incredible. And I never leave an expo without doing a challenge, and this is the kettlebell challenge, and I have to hold them like this for as long as I can. They weigh 4 kilos each, and to win I had to hold them for 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And I really have to say, the first 2 or 3 minutes it's still manageable, but the last minute I literally died, as you can see. But I was determined to get the record, and I had no idea. I couldn't count, I couldn't feel anything. My senses were numb except for the pain, of course. All I could feel is the lactic acid buildup in my entire arms and shoulders. But in the end, I did get the overall record for the day. It was 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and it's 4 minutes and 31 seconds right now. So that was a nice accomplishment that I just like to do when I'm at an expo, just to see where I'm at, and it's just a fun experience to do. A lot of people were cheering me on as well, so that was motivating, of course. As I mentioned, this is my first time going to the Bodypower, but it is a very fun expo to go to. If you've ever doubted of going to an expo like this, if you've never gone to an expo, I recommend going to this one. Yes, it is quite busy, but it is definitely worth it. And this is Barry de May, actually a Dutch bodybuilder who in his heyday actually won a 3rd place finish at the Mr. Olympia, where Lee Haney, Rich Gaspari, Lee Labrada all participated, and he's still in pretty good shape, as you can see. And I'm standing right here, and the reason is because I find it commendable that a vegetarian stand is actually at a bodybuilding expo, and I just wanted to help them out. I'll actually eat some of these meals myself. This is falafel, if I'm saying it right, and it tasted pretty good. A lot of greens and some protein. But yeah, here you see Rich Piana again, who probably isn't a fan of these vegetarian meals. But even though when you look at his videos and sometimes you think, what is this guy saying, it's still kind of special to see someone like this in real life, because you know he simply does have a successful career, if you want to say it, in this bodybuilding industry. Not as a bodybuilder itself, but as someone who made a name for himself. So you can simply see it by the queue, the longest one at Bodypower. And that just proves that he did succeed in this industry. And it's very fun. Actually, some people came up to me and asked for tips, you know, people who are doing competitions, and they just want to know what they could do to improve, what they should do, what they should look out for, and I'm always happy to help with people about questions like that. So it was just very fun to interact with all of you guys. Thank you for coming to me, because that makes the expo that much more fun. And then it is time to fly home again to the Netherlands. This right here is, you know, I think 10 minutes or 5 minutes after takeoff from Birmingham back to the Netherlands. It actually kind of looks like the Netherlands here. Also a lot of green, just like you would see if you fly over my country. But yeah, we couldn't stay that long, but long enough to enjoy it for sure. Then we arrive at Schiphol, which is the airport in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and we're about to walk to the bus that brings us home to the car. So it was a very fun experience, and I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden. And of course, next year I will be there again.